All right, everyone, I think we're finally ready for our long-awaited Rockman 2 race with Sinister1 and fastatcc. Shasta, count us down.
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Yo, what's up, everybody? We got Rockman 2 featuring fastatcc and Sinister1 with commentary from
Feral Pigman.
Jimmy Poopins.
and Big Fwong Balls. Dang. Oh yeah, my bad.
Rename_Ray.
BJW.
And then we got
RC Drone. Jesse Lockhart.
yeah. All right, so we got two runners who have never choked a run in their life, and
It's
we're
gonna
gonna have
be
a nice
flawless.
race. Yeah. So the route's pretty straightforward from the start. We're gonna do 3 stages that are gonna get them item 1, 2, and 3, starting with Flashman. And Flashman's stage really has almost zero major tech, so that's why it's gonna happen first. Even if you had other items, it wouldn't really help the stage, so they're gonna go ahead and do this one first.
Yeah, I just want to point out that we are in the middle of a Rockman 2 tournament, and fastatcc and Sinister1 are actually matched up against each other right now. And Sinister1, true to his name, is up 1-0. Sinister1 nothing. So if Sinister wins this match, he knocks Fasta out of the tournament. But Fasta can force a game 3 with some exemplary play. He's
Of course.
yeah.
Let's watch this Flashman where they're gonna force him to jump over and over and not miss a single shot. And
Good fight
boom,
from Fasta.
fastatcc is a god.
Ooh.
Sinister1.
Oh!
Oh! Restart the run, dude. Can we get a BJW scream for that one?
Let's go, game 3. Let's go, game 3.
Sinister just wants to make it interesting, you know?
You know how sometimes you play fighting games with your little brother and you want to just give your little brother or sister round 2?
Give him hope.
Just
and then
to
you
keep
can
it
just
going.
crush
That's
him.
what's happening
Yeah.
right now, so it's okay. Everything's fine.
We have some really exciting from the donation. Richard Backwards, 2222 for Game 2 between Fasta and Sinister. Game 1 was Clash of Titans and the heat is on Fasta to be quick. Don't blink, because this match might be over in a flash. Put the pedal to the metal, guys, and show us what you got. And a $200 donation from Mr. Cap. Woo!
Nice. All right. Next, we got Heatman. They have the item 3 from Flashman now. You're watching just the end of the weapons cutscene from Sinister. And we're going to go ahead and bust out some tricks with it. First, you throw the item 3 at the height of your jump to catch the ledge. You can save yourself some time there. And then we're going to see our first zip here, which this any percent route is all about. Zipping through ceilings, drop the item 3, jump off the ladder, get into the ceiling, zip through the whole section, which actually takes a really long time. My man Farrell knows how long that takes. How long does that take?
About 40 to 50 seconds.
All right, so we just saved
it's a fat time save.
Yeah.
You can get that.
We just saved the billion right there with that nice zip. And then we got the Yoku blocks. There actually is some tech there too to land on the rightmost kind of section, corners of the blocks to try to spawn the next ones as early as possible. And we get Sinister hitting the zip as well.
Yeah, the Yoku blocks, after you scroll, they're kind of spot on screen. They spawn after a certain amount of time. So if you go, people who began will go slow and then they'll spawn slow. But you can if you go fast and keep it up, then they'll spawn pretty quickly.
So let's check this Heatman fight. Right now, as soon as you hit Heatman, he has a chance to go 30, 60, or 90 frames before he torpedoes at you. So obviously,
this is some good 90s from Fasta.
Yeah, this is
He's,
not a good
He's being a
Heatman
bro.
fight.
Wow. So yeah, you hit him 14 times. They have 28 health. These 3 bosses also take. Oh, there's a 30. These 3 bosses also take 2 damage from Buster. So you shoot him 14 times. There's was that 12 90s and 2 30s?
Yeah.
So yeah, you hit him 14 times. He teleports 13. There's a 1 second difference between 30 and 90. So there's a 13-second variance between best and worst RNG.
Are you seeing these
Fasta
30s
got some
from
pretty-
Sinister right here, though?
Heatman really wants Sinister to get back in this. He wants to
Okay, there was a
dumpster
90.
Fasta right now.
Wow.
That was much better RNG for Sinister.
These stages are like the worst as far as grinding the game, because part of it's like these super long weapons cutscenes, and then part of it too, like these first 3 stages don't have like crap tons of tech or anything like that.
Yeah, they're pretty static. It's not very exciting.
Yeah.
These weapon get screens take forever, and then if you do Mega Man, which people don't really do, but it's in English, that takes even more forever. So
Even more forever.
yeah, I speak English, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I-
So yeah. Oh.
Go ahead.
All right, so we're entering Airman. So you saw Fasta do Flashman starting out, and I assume Sinister will also do that. It's much safer. You can actually do item 1 from the very beginning. Saves one menu. So Fasta gets through the first area. That's actually really perilous. If you die, you basically need the game over, and that loses about a minute. So you definitely don't want to take a fall there. So we'll see how Sinister does here. This is basically Granny Air. There's Fast Air, and this is kind of Granny Air, where Fast Air you wouldn't be taking damage from these cloud guys at all. So they're both through. That's really good.
Yeah, they both made it. And I think this is a perfect time to get some expert commentary from Jimmy Poopins. Jimmy? Thank you, Jimmy. They're doing some tricks here with the birds, too, spawning them on the left, keeping the birds on screen so that really nothing else can spawn, and which they were also able to despawn one of those fan dudes. And then we're going to go ahead and get to Airman, who also has a fair bit of RNG. He has a number of patterns he's going to throw his tornadoes at, some of which it's easy to get some shots in, some of which not so much. They're going to make sure they damage boost every time to try to sit through these tornadoes and land some shots on top. Fast doing a nice job there. So he had a good fight, yeah, for sure. And we'll go ahead and see Sinister here in the next, 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, some of those patterns that Airman can give you, just based on where the tornadoes are harder or easier to actually get lemons in on him. Like, this is an awful start. Like, you don't want it. You definitely don't want to see that twice.
No.
And Sinister, yeah,
Oh.
that's especially the problem. Just based on how much damage you might have taken in the beginning,
Yeah.
you cannot avoid damage on the first 2 patterns. That's Sinister. I mean, there's the same pattern, but you can't avoid damage. So there's nothing he could have done there. Yes. Yeah. So that also, they're going to be taking some death warps later on, and you're going to see one from Fasta coming up. And the one-ups that you have are perfectly routed. So Sinister, since he died twice, so he'll probably actually just game over, I assume. So this is Clashman. You see some more zip action going on, this time with item 1. Fasta tried to do what's called the biggie on the first screen. Unfortunately, he got there a little too soon, so he wasn't able to do it. But there's a pretty consistent second screen zip that you saw him do, and we'll see Sinister go for biggie also, I'm sure.
He also entered and equipped Heatman's. If you charge up a shot and then let go of the charge while you're dead, it actually skips the kind of the lagging between like your death and starting up the game again, so it speeds that up a little bit.
Yeah, so we see Sinister going in the bubble just because it's a very, very quick death. So he's just forcing the game over, and he's going to go back to the Clash after
Doing
this.
the exact same heat trick as well. Now let's check out this Clash Crime.
Yeah, this stage in general is very difficult. But these item 3s, we'll see how many Fasta does. When you're climbing, there's I think 4 pixels out of 16 sequence where you can push. You can place the item 3. Oh, Sinister also didn't get biggie. You can place the item 3 and land on it at the same time. Otherwise, you have to kind of wait for it to rise. So ideally, you place the item 3, land on it, and it's super fast. But I mean, it's 4 pixel window, but it can be kind of tough, and especially these are TVs they're not used to.
I know this stage is actually really hard to do. You just get everything
Nice
that you
double.
can. Yeah, nice double.
So yeah, Fasta tried doing kind of a newer strat there, or not really new, but it was popular or made more consistent recently by Prissy 3, where because Clashman jumps when you shoot, so you basically face left and shoot, and it forces him to jump. And there's 2 patterns he can give you. You can consistently get a double hit on both of them. The first one, which Fasta actually missed that one, but he got a double hit the second time, so it was all right. Fasta doesn't need any extra lives, so we'll just crush the dog scrolls later.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Next up, we got Quick Man. While Sinister struggles on the climb a little bit, but I mean it happens. It's a hard stage to be getting everything. Fast is going to be setting up a zip here again in the ceiling. He's going to make a little quick stop here to spawn a little flamey dude, which is going to light up the screen again. If you had skipped doing that, you'd have to do this in the dark. This part is not an issue to do in the dark. If you know what you're doing, it's not a big deal. But he wants the lights on to set up a zip later. Because he also zipped, he ends up in different parts of the screen, and he has to actually take a different route. And if he didn't use Flash Stopper, he would actually get killed by one of the beams on the second screen. So he has to do a little bit of weird stuff to kind of get back to normal. But we're there.
And Sinister got the good fight, the prissy fight. So this is... Hopefully we'll be fine. There we go. All right. Yeah, if you overzip there, it's a soft lock. So you have to reset, and it's basically like a 2-minute time loss because you have to redo. You can password to the stage again, but you have to redo the entire stage.
Let's check this pattern. That was actually like a pretty friendly.
Yeah, not too awful.
Pretty friendly, quick pattern there.
You ideally want to hit them with the flash bombs that you saw Fasta do. If you miss and it attaches to the wall, you just have to wait for them to blow up after a certain amount of time, and it's just kind of takes some more, it takes a little longer, obviously. And you see, once you get out of the first 3 stages, because those are the ones you get item 1, 2, and 3, the weapon get screens are way, way faster. That's why, especially what makes the first 3 stages so mind-numbing.
And once you have all the item setups too, most of the stages just go by really quickly. Just about every stage has a couple of zips that skip a good section of the stage. It's really easy to get through.
Yeah, there's a few zips here that Fasta will go for this one, I think. So there's like another conveyor belt zip that saves less than half a second, I think, that like very few people go for. I think only Zoda goes for it in runs because he goes for literally everything. So you see how Sinister does on this one. So you can take it. They both took it easy. You can kind of stop and then do basically one tile wiggles. And it'll take a little longer, but it's much safer to make sure you don't zip past the screen.
That's an okay pattern for Sinister as well. Metal Man's pretty simple. You come in, you hold the B button once the fight starts, and then he just kind of sits there and takes all the boomerangs to the face. As long as you do it correctly. Otherwise, you might miss out on 1 or 2 boomerangs, and you might start jumping at the end, but that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, if you cross the halfway mark, he'll start doing stuff, or he's gonna do something at some point. So if you enter the fight and are holding B, he'll start out doing nothing, and then he'll throw metal blades at the end. But all the top runners let him do whatever he's gonna do at the very beginning, and then kill him from there.
We're going to clear the first screen here by sitting on the jets just a tad faster. And then we're going to be seeing some of the more difficult series of zips here for Woodman. See if we get some good wood here. Sinister misses that zip. It's not worth trying for again. It's just not a big time save. Yeah. So it just is what it is. So here you have 3 screens in succession that you have to zip and make sure you don't overzip, but it will allow you to go past all the dogs. Making that a lot faster. You can flash through there, obviously faster than killing them, but slower than zipping through. And then we got the Goodwood zip here.
Goodwood, yeah. The dog scrolls are especially dangerous because you can overzip on all 3 of them. The third one doesn't really matter; you lose a very small amount of time. Second one, you lose a little more time, but it's not the end of the world. So don't worry about if you don't understand what Fast is doing. Like Vic said earlier, when you zip in this game, the game gets confused, and it knows where you are, but it just shows different screens. So, like he was walking on platforms that you can't see, but the game actually tracks him, and so he basically zipped past the boss corridor save point and suicided with heat and just respawned in the boss corridor. That's one of the more visually impressive zips in the game.
Would you say that was a good wood?
That was a pretty good wood. I'm a fan of that fastest wood right there.
Can you ask BJW what he thinks about that wood?
Oh, that was a good wood.
Thank you, BJW.
Good wood. So we'll see how Sinister's dog scrolls go here.
Fast is going to set up a jet here to bypass the frogs. He's going to make sure at least one frog stays on screen so that this last frog here doesn't spawn any on him, and then he's just going to go ahead and move through while Sinister sets up the good wood zip here. So far, so good. Next thing you'll see Fast do is try to set up an item 1 platform to jump over the little seashell dude. Gets it. And then he'll be setting up a zip on his way down here.
These guys are both Team B trigger right here. You can initiate zips by using a B trigger or an A trigger, which basically means A trigger is what they use in Heatman, and we'll use it later on. You basically hit A and then hit left 3 to 6 frames later. So it's a little harder. B triggers, you have like a 20 frame window or something. The problem with that one is that if you do it too soon, you zip straight into the spikes and die. So it's faster, but it's more dangerous. But Fasta got through fine.
And Sinister himself also had a good wood. So both of our gentlemen here.
They're both sporting some good wood in this race.
They are. I've never been more excited to see 2 good woods in my life. Bubble Man has 3 different patterns. He'll shoot 1 bubble, 2 bubbles, or 3 bubbles. Really, ultimately, what that changes is how much lag you have to deal with, which does actually mean you have to time your shots differently. But as long as they kind of recognize what's happening, it should be adaptable and fine. So 16, 30-some, 8 robos for Fasta here. And then Sinister is going to be rolling through with the jet, item 2, and doing all the same tricks that Fasta got through. And there's our boy Wily.
Wily's eyebrows. So we're entering the Wily stages for Fasta. I mean, some of them aren't so bad. Some of these Wily stages are quite challenging. Lots of tricks that save a lot of time if you miss them. Sinister gets the B trigger right there also. Can lose some time. An important thing to note that a lot, it's consistent through, most of these Mega Man stages Mega Man games is that your weapon energy does not refill in between Wily stages like it does during 8 robos. So weapon ammo. So Fasta just despawned that toothpaste also, which saves a small amount of time. You don't take damage. But weapon or item ammo usage is very important.
Yes, it's actually kind of a big deal that Fasta used 1 extra one there. I mean, it's not a super huge deal, but you do want to keep track of that.
So yeah, these are some couple of vertical zips. And this next one, oh man, Sister gets the 3 bubble. You can see how much lag there is. This one's can be tricky. Should be fine. If you fall there, it's really bad just because you have to do the screens again, and then you're really low on item 1. Yeah. But it basically makes it so you don't have to climb these ladders, these vertical ladders.
Fasta's nailing it right now. He hit all the tricks. He did use 1 extra item 1, but he hit all the tricks. So if you want to make sure you see what happens, Sinister is going to do the same stuff, while hopefully Fasta does not use item 1 against the dragon.
I'm impressed. He already switched to quick.
Yeah.
So
okay.
He might be doing a bait and switch. He'll pull the big item 1 out later.
This is a mash fight with a little bit of manipulation. So if you hop down like that, the dragon, you kind of manipulate the dragon's movement. He doesn't shoot anything at you, and you just kind of mash his face down, and he dies just like that. So that's actually a really good stage from him. Maybe like one minor mistake, but he nailed everything that's big, so it's all good. On Sinister's end, he's going to ride the jet, move over to the right, and then back to the left to get the bird to spawn on the left. And because that extra sprite is there, as Farrell already mentioned, it actually despawns the toothpaste that's coming up here. Otherwise, he would have gotten hit. And so he's moving through just fine. Fasta did get the extra energy just because he was a little bit low. And then he's going to set up a nice zip here. You want to take the damage so you don't die from the spikes and set up a nice item 1 so you can zip through here. It looks way more dangerous than it is. As long as you pause in somewhere in the middle of that zip and then unpause, you'll catch the ladder. If you don't, then you won't, and you'll die a horrible, horrible death.
Yeah, we haven't addressed it because it doesn't really come up very often, but pausing in this game does reset your vertical momentum, or your vertical velocity, which is why Fast is able to survive. because it interrupts it, so it lets him get more vertical or horizontal distance. And you'll see that again later in Wily 4.
This is also a nice corridor. You do have to use a handful of wood shields through, and you don't know what kind of drops are going to come, if any. You can definitely get slowed down quite a bit. The unfortunate thing there is Fasta took a number of hits he probably didn't need to take, but it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. There is like a strat kind of manipulation to try to get good Dragonfire from Sinister to kill the screws so that the drops end up in the ceiling or the floor, and then they zip out of the way, and so you don't actually have to pick them up, which can save some time.
The good news about playing Rockman 2 or Mega Man 2 difficult is one of the things that changes from the easy mode to the normal mode here is that you do get less chance of getting a drop, so that helps. But in a hallway where you're killing, 15 enemies or something like that, there's probably still a good chance you get one. From here, the Wily 2 boss is really simple. It doesn't change. So the same blocks come at you at the same order, so as long as you know what's going on, then it's easy enough. And Sinister hits the same zip. No big deal. Uses the last of his jet to jump over the gates. And we'll be hitting the wood corridor here pretty soon, so we'll see what kind of luck he gets. Where Fasta will hit Wily 3, where there's really essentially nothing happens for like a solid minute and like 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, the most exciting part about the stage is to see how many fish that Fasta spawns.
Yeah, I can't see chat at all, but I'm just gonna assume there's gonna be a lot of Saba pings being thrown out there.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully he despawns all of them. So you see these like little splashes from jumping. If you do it right, then the splash does actually cause the fish not to spawn. So there's 2 Saba pings, which is
it's terrible.
Not very good.
Yeah, no.
That's the most you can
I
have.
actually expected more from Fasta, but it's fine.
You expected more Saba pings? That would be pretty good.
Yeah, no, just like better play. Yeah, that's fine. He's still in the lead. It doesn't matter.
So the rest of the stage is, not a whole lot, and then you fight Guts Machine.
Yeah, it's literally like you fall to the left to dodge one platform, because you can probably notice you move slower in water, and then you just kill these guys. And then you have to mash down Gutsdozer, so the gods will mash down Gutsdozer in 2 jumps. Plebs will do it in 3, and if you do it in 4, you should probably never play the game again. We'll see what happens. So he jumps. Oh my god.
Well,
I mean,
I think he wanted us to not play this game anymore anyway. So.
Oh dear. My bad. I didn't see that one coming, I'm not going to lie.
I also did not see that
Can I
coming.
get some thoughts about that 4 jump? Exactly. That's what I'm doing on the inside.
Jimmy is speechless.
Alright, so now we got Purple Hell, Wily 4. This stage is really hard casually and really hard in the speedrun. It's just the worst. But there's a lot of tricks. That's what makes it hard. It's just there's a lot of stuff to land. You already saw a zip. Lots of item 3 climbing. And we'll be seeing some more of that. A vertical zip's going to be coming up here. Or not.
Sinister also got 2 Saba pings,
Okay.
so throw
That's
more in
good.
that chat. But this vertical zip that Fasta missed would shoot you up to the top of those ladders, which saves time and you avoid the false floor, which speedrunners know where it is.
Yeah.
So this zip is actually really cool. That's the extended zip. That was good. But basically, we didn't talk about it in the flash climb, but when you grab the ladder off screen and you put it down, it actually pushes you further up. So the way that zip works is you grab the ladder off screen and it Shoka from Fasta. Hit down, it spawns you higher up. And then when you hit up, it pushes you further into the ceiling and it just shoots you to the right, which saves some good time because otherwise you'd be walking.
Oh my god, double 4 jump.
Oof. I guess we're not getting the game.
We're going to be... Yeah, there's no game 3 because
Yeah.
both of these guys are
Both of these
retiring
guys are
right after
retiring
this
after
race.
this.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, this is another really tough gate crash here. They're probably going to play it a little safe because you do not want to overzip this. You can definitely suicide from there, but then you have to do the half of the level again. You don't want to do that. Now we got the boo beams. We're going to be seeing some nice double tech. So the same crash bomb killed one thing and the door. And you're going to be seeing a double hit right here, hopefully, too. I think that's good. Yeah. And a nice double kill there, too. A perfect fight from fastatcc.
Textbook.
That, like a quarter of the way, makes up for his 4 jumps. So that's cool.
Yeah. So you'll see Sinister's game this vertical zip.
Yeah, so you have to,
So-
he gets to skip the whole like, sideways U that you'd have to do, which is nice. I guess the backwards C is probably more accurate than sideways U, but whatever.
It's some
fine.
sort of letter. and
Yeah,
some,
it's
flippage,
fine.
yeah.
And fastatcc moves into the refights. Plenty of RNG here. We don't know what Quick's going to do, and we have no choice but to buster him down. We only have 2 crash bombs, rather. This seems like a perfectly reasonable fight.
Grabbing some health to be safe. Yeah, the main reason that you do the double kills, the double hits against Boobeans is to keep your Clash Bombs for Wily Machine. It's much faster, and the fight itself is faster also when you do that. Yeah, the Boobing fight is faster.
Alright, so Sinister getting through the spike rooms, no problem. Gonna set up his zip. Sets up the zip. We'll see how his wiggles go. Ooh, it's okay. He
Pretty good. Just
hit
one,
it a little
one
close.
jump wiggle.
Just needed one wiggle. Let's check this Woodman. So that pattern's not shootable. This one is, except he hit it one a little too early. And so he'll finish off the last 2 hits here, just in the corner. So it's okay. It could have been worse, but definitely could have been better.
Yeah, so Sinister, that double gate kill is a 2-pixel window, so it's a little tricky to get. So Sinister is 1 crash bomb low, so his Wily Machine fight's gonna be a little slower than Fasta's.
It's a fine scenario. You really just never really want to be in a position where you have 0.
Yeah.
So it'll end up being fine. Yeah, just a little bit slower. It looks like Fasta's refight RNG has been like okay. It hasn't been like terrible or really good either. And he's had the last couple bosses that are really simple. Metal Man will die in 2 blades, and
I bet I'll buy Metal.
yeah, Flash will die in 7, and or something like that. And we'll move on to Machine. Machine might have been a pain in the butt casually. You have the small window of which to hit him, and then he has these little things he shoots at you that you might find hard to dodge. But the nice trick here is if you hit a crash bomb below his hitbox, he'll still get hit by the explosion over and over and over again, as you just saw. And it's an easy, nice, quick kill for that. And so fastatcc will be moving into Wily 6. One last zip, one last boss. Probably going to be looking at like a low 28, high 27.
Yeah, this is a definitely good time.
And Sinister
Enjoy
gets
the nice stage music, by
yeah,
the way, of Wily
Sinister
6.
gets a nice airman there, just blasting him in the face with the 4 relief shields.
You also want to make sure you don't overzip here. They are very far to the right just because of how they fall. So it doesn't give you very much like leeway in terms of stopping to make sure you don't overzip.
And this is where we test our runner's mash here. They're going to damage boost a bullet and just jump into the alien pretty much and keep mashing in. You don't actually want to touch the alien. That's why they're going to damage boost first and get as many shots as they can. So Fasta missed a decent chunk there. Again. This should finish him off. That was time for Fasta.
Time for Fasta. 27:58 is
That's a really good time.
really good race.
Yeah, that was a really good time for Fasta. I would say actually there were really no like big mistakes from him. It's just like
No,
some
Fasta
small.
had a really solid run.
Yeah.
actually. I mean, that 4 jump was kind of shameful, but other than that, it was
I mean, it wasn't kind of shameful. It was really shameful. We don't have to like hide that. But like other than that really really big glaring 4 jump, he had a really really good run. Just really small things here and there. So I think he was like 50 seconds off his PB. So that's really really good for a marathon run.
Yeah.
So GG to him. As Sinister finishes up his machine. A little bit slower with one less clash bomb, but it means you just pump it full of metal blades and it's no big deal. And let's check out this last zip here. And maybe Sinister will have an alien that's not embarrassing. Funny enough, for that zip, there's not a whole lot to do. Just position it, and as soon as it pushes you into the ceiling, you'll start zipping. You don't have to actually trigger it yourself. He's gonna be done in like 20 seconds, so. Yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. So let's check this alien here.
The God Mashers, so like Elo, I think Zoda's gone a few times. You can 2-cycle it, or I guess kind of cycle. So you basically kill him before he got to the right side. You kill him on the left. So
And
that's
time.
time for Sinister.
we have a couple donations. Also, good game, you guys. That was really exciting to watch. We have Winner bit the Frogmeister, $30. Heya, just had to chip in during one of my new favorite speed games of all time. I want to give special thanks to everyone who made Calithon the best one yet. It's been a blast. I'll see you all next year. You're awesome. Less than 3. Myria Chan, $90. $90 for the 90 frames Heatman kept stalling for Fasta. Anonymous donates $25. Let's go 2 times delay scroll. And Dr. Doobie with $5. Hey guys, shout outs to Jeff and Shasta for throwing a wonderful marathon and doing a great job. Hopefully next year when my finances are better, I can make it out there to see you guys and help out in person. Much love. Thank you guys so much for your support and donations tonight.
By the way, chat is shouting Game 3 or Riot.
Yeah, Fasta did just force game 3, so.
That's true.
The organizer's out buying a pie right now for the 25K incentive pie in Allie's face.
So you actually see on the screen the challenge is the Rockman 2 tournament challenge, so you can check that out to see who's still in.
Including both of these gentlemen. They got one more match against each other somewhere down the road. Or if we get another $23,000, they'll race right now. I don't speak for Calithon at all, though, just so you're all aware.